channel. So today I'm gonna be doing my first ever decluttering video. I've never really decluttered my perfumes before. One, just because like I feel like I don't have enough perfume to declutter, and two, I'm kind of like a hoarder and like a collector, so like even if I really don't like a perfume or I never use it, I always have it just like sitting, you know, in a shelf or in my collection somewhere because I like to have a big library of them. But I think the collection's been getting a little out of hand. There's definitely just so many that I do not touch at all. It's just their time to go, and we're gonna be doing that in today's video. I know my past, I don't even know how many videos, but all of them have been like super positive, like raving about like perfumes that I really love. So, you know, it's time to like really like embrace my roots and the person I am at heart, which is a hater. Yeah, I'm gonna be talking pretty negatively about, you know, some perfumes. I do have to like give this disclaimer. All the perfumes in this video, I don't necessarily think are like horrible perfumes. I don't think that they're objectively bad scents. They're just not for me. I either never wear them, there's something about them I don't like, doesn't match with my skin chemistry. There's just something about these perfumes that is not consistent with like the perfumes that I find desirable today. So if you see your favorite perfume on this list, please continue wearing it. You know, it could work really well with you. You can like it, and that's totally fine. But like, you know, don't be hurt if I talk badly about something that you really like, because it's not personal, I promise. And another thing is, I don't really know actually what I'm gonna be doing with these perfumes. I think for now, I'm just gonna have them like sitting in a box, like in a cabinet somewhere. Just, you know, set them aside. I might resell them someday, I don't know. We'll see. But like, basically these are the perfumes that I'm just like taking out of my collection. I don't know if I'm gonna like get rid of them. Like, I don't think I would ever like throw away a perfume because that's just like so wasteful. So maybe I'll do like a giveaway someday or something. I know that sounds really like bad. It's like I'm like giving away like my garbage or like things that like I think are bad. But the thing is, a lot of these perfumes, I really think that they could work for other people. Many of them I think are like good scents. They just like are not for me. That's enough yapping. We're gonna get started with the decluttering. So I'm gonna start off with two really popular Middle Eastern perfumes. We have Yara Moi and Yara 2. So I actually also gave the original Yara away, so technically like I decluttered that one as well. I really do see why the Yara line is very popular. I think the bottles are beautiful. The presentation of it is just really stunning. I think that they are a very good price, and they all, you know, have a very crowd-pleasing scent. Just to me, none of them like really exceed my expectations, and I never wear them. Like literally ever. Let's first talk about Yara Moi. So when I first got this perfume, I actually really loved it. I thought it smelled so similar to Marc Jacobs Perfect Intense, which is a perfume that I really, really like. I liked it like more than the original Yara. I was like, oh my God, this smells so good. I love this. But within like my first few wear tests of the perfume, it just started to smell so plasticky and cloying. There's something really heavily plasticky about this scent that's just like super sharp to my nose. Even though upon first sniff, I thought it was like really like yummy, kind of creamy and nutty. It just has this like synthetic sharpness that is really punchy to me, and the scent just doesn't work for me, and I literally never wear it. As for Yara 2, I was really excited about this release because I love mango. I love mango as a fruit, as a flavor, and as a scent. But this unfortunately is not like the delicious, juicy mango fragrance that I was looking for. It just leans way too suntan lotiony. There's not enough mango. It's more kind of just like a mix and blend of like tropical beachy notes with like a little bit of mango in there. It smells so mainstream. It just smells so much like sunscreen, and this is by no means like a repulsive scent. I just was really, really let down because yeah, I mean, I was expecting a light, fluffy, creamy mango, maybe like a mango pudding, something like that, but instead I'm getting something that's really generic, boring, and nothing special. All three Yaras have been decluttered, which is really sad because I love the bottles, and honestly I think I might just keep them to display because I really think that the bottles are so beautiful. But last time I worn them was like never. I've literally never worn them. I've only sprayed them to like test them. Next up is Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue. This is just such a classic scent, but like because of that, I just don't, I mean, I never wear it. It's really fresh, clean. It's like, I feel like no one would like hate this scent because it's just like a sweet, lemony, fresh perfume. Literally smells like like a fresh lemonade to me, kind of. So yeah, there's nothing like overtly wrong with the fragrance. It's boring. I think that this fragrance really lacks depth. There's nothing interesting about it, and I would just never reach for this perfume over something else, and that's kind of that. I'm gonna get the Dolce & Gabbana's out of the way. So the next one is Perfumes. So as you can see, this perfume has literally been collecting dust because I don't use it. You can also tell by the non-existent or pretty non-existent dent in it that I never use this. And I actually quite like the scent. I think that this is a good perfume, and the dry down to this is really, really good. When it dries down, I think it smells so yummy and sweet and fluffy and delightful, and I think that the marshmallow and berry notes really, really come out. However, that's only the dry down, and it's in the opening where I just don't really vibe with this fragrance. It smells too much like baby powder, and usually I like powdery, gourmandish, sweet fragrances, but this one, it just smells like baby powder for too long, and like I only enjoy the dry down, and I don't want to have to like wait half an hour to enjoy a perfume. So yeah, because of that, I just never wear it. It's sad because I do think that this is a good scent. The opening does not really work for me, so I don't wear it. Next up is Viktor Rolf's Good Fortune. So if you've seen my review of this fragrance way back, actually it really wasn't that long ago, but it was like kind of like when the fragrance came out a year or two ago. Yeah, this is so unspectacular. There's nothing special going on with this. It's like a clean white floral. It's very feminine and elegant, but it has this like magic ball, like magic crystal ball, like psychic, miraculous like vibe going on with it. But then it smells so basic. I never wear this fragrance. I actually think it smells pretty good, but again, it's just another fragrance that I think is boring and I don't get any use out of it. Next up is a pretty new release. It's Pistachio Please by Finery. To say I was disappointed with this fragrance would be an understatement. I was so excited for just a really delicious, nutty, truly pistachio heavy fragrance. But all I smell in this, literally all this is pretty much a clone of Cheirosa 62, which is already a body mist that I don't love. Like, it's like okay smelling, but I'm not like head over heels for it. And I just don't understand why you would, make a dupe for a fragrance that's already so cheap and so accessible. Like, it doesn't really make sense to me. And there's even a perfume that exists of it, so like, I just really see no reason for this to exist. I think that they really could have done something amazing with this, but it's just like a sweet, caramelly, beachy, nutty scent, but it's like, it smells so basic, almost just like an identical copy, like one-for-one dupe of Cheirosa 62. Before I got this fragrance, I was scared that it was either gonna smell like Yum Pistachio by Kayali or Cheirosa 62. I don't think it smells like the Yum Pistachio at all, but it smells exactly like the latter, and so because of that, I'm really disappointed by this. Okay, next up is Sinful by Oksha. And so yeah, there might be a few surprises in this video actually, like fragrances that I've raved about in the past, but they have somehow found their way into this decluttering. And again, it's not because like I'm like switching my opinions, it's just that with time, I kind of grow out of certain perfumes, and Sinful by Oksha is just like one of them that I don't really love a whole lot anymore. I still think that this Lost Cherry DNA is just a really, really nice smell. I love this deep, dark, juicy cherry, but this fragrance to me is just not very wearable. It's just too strong. Like, I feel like this is a perfume that's suffering from success because like it performs too well. The sillage is way too large. It lasts a very, very long time. It's just so strong to the point that like I can't wear this without it being headache inducing. And I also just feel like this kind of cherry DNA is kind of overdone. I just don't really like the perfume as much as I used to. I also don't really like the bottle or the atomizer for this, so it's just kind of like a combination of a few things that like I just have to get rid of this. Next up is Le Parfum. This is, actually all of these have been just collecting a ton of dust because I literally have not touched them since I got them. I really wanted to like this perfume because I thought it was gonna be like a yummy, classy, elegant vanilla, which I think it is. It is like a pretty well done, like classy, put together vanilla scent, but it's not the vanilla that I like. Really just love gourmand vanillas, and like when perfumes are marketed as vanilla fragrances, but then they don't have any sort of like gourmand elements to them. It just kind of like throws me off. I don't think this is a bad scent. I just think that this kind of incense-y vanilla doesn't really appeal to me. It's really fresh. It's like minty, kind of herbal, clean, maybe kind of like a cleaning product vanilla, but it's nothing gourmand at all. And so because of that, I've never worn this ever. The bottle is really cool though. Next up is another Middle Eastern fragrance. It's Casablanca by Swiss Arabian, and I really, really wanted to like this fragrance because I have heard so many great things about it. Just the way that it was described made it sound so delightful. And I'm like smelling it right now, and the dry down actually smells really, really nice. It smells really soft and sweet, but my issue with this fragrance is the opening. It's another fragrance. I don't know if I would say that this is necessarily too strong, but it's just too sharp. There's something in here that is so woody to my nose that like it comes across sharp and like it feels kind of like irritating to breathe in constantly. It's not like super unpleasant, and I do think that this is a very good fragrance. I think I was under the impression before getting this fragrance that it was gonna smell like a caramel apple or like a warm apple pie, but I'm not quite getting that. I'm getting something kind of caramelly, definitely something sweet and a little bit fruity, but above anything to my nose, this is just so woody to the point that it is a little bit obnoxious, and I never wear it, unfortunately. Next up on the chopping block is the original My Way by Giorgio Armani. Upon first sniff, I really like this fragrance. I think that it's super sweet and feminine, and it has a really nice like bubblegum kind of scent to it. Really sweet and just something that I like enjoy smelling. But unfortunately, this perfume just doesn't work on my skin. I think it's so sweet to the point that it just like interacts strangely with my skin and smells kind of off. It's just not very wearable for me, unfortunately. Next up is Senorina Misteriosa by Salvatore Ferragamo, and this is like same boat as this one where it smells really nice. It's really sweet and yummy smelling, but again, doesn't work with my skin chemistry. And I guess since we're rolling with that, next one is Yes I Am by Cacharel, another fragrance that's super sweet, smells really, really delightful in the beginning, but doesn't mesh well with my skin. I have in the past used this to spray my clothes a ton because it smells like a really yummy raspberry gummy bear, but I think I've just kind of like outgrown this scent. I don't reach for it anymore, and because I can never wear it on my skin, I just don't see very much use out of it. Next up is Vanilla Milk by Alice Brooklyn. This one's kind of sad because I did really, really like this fragrance. Like I would say bordering on love when I first got it and first smelled it, because it's such just like a delicious, like pure vanilla fragrance, and that was just super appealing to me. It's really, really creamy and super lactonic, but unfortunately there's also a very balsamic accord to it. Something about this is a little bit like sour and tart. I wouldn't go as far as saying it smells like spoiled milk, because like that is like actually nasty, and I don't find this repulsive. It just doesn't wear super nicely. And I think that there are other vanillas in my collection that I would rather wear instead of this, because even though this is it can smell just so decadent and delightful, and it's just such a rich, creamy vanilla, but on the other hand, it's just a little bit sour, a little bit overwhelming. And while we're on the topic of vanillas that I just would never choose over other vanilla fragrances in my collection, we have Vanille by Solino. Smelling this again, it actually smells very nice. It's just super sweet, and again, it's just a pure cupcakey vanilla, like nothing else to it. But like that's kind of my issue with it, is that it just lacks complexity. It does smell kind of cheap. There's really not much going on with this fragrance. Don't get me wrong, I love myself a good, just like total gourmand cupcake vanilla fragrance. But if I was going for that, I would go for like Sweet Tooth by Sabrina Carpenter, or Fresh Cream Warm Cashmere, or Vanilla 28, or Choco Musk. There's so many fragrances that I would choose over this one if I want that just like classic, sweet, yummy vanilla scent. Also, I think the bottle is hideous. The next declutter is Princess by Vera Wang. I would say this is one of the few fragrances on this list that I actually like hate. And that sounds really aggressive, but I just do not like this fragrance at all. Well, what I will say is that I think the packaging is kind of cute. The bottle is just like, I mean, it's this cute little like purple heart with a crown. So I think it's like a cute bottle. and idea, but the scent itself is so, it's not repulsive. It's not super like, it's not like shockingly bad. It's just so incredibly boring to me, and it has like such amazing notes. It has like dark chocolate and guava, and like hearing that makes you like really like excited for this like delicious gourmand tropical dream of a fragrance that it could be. But it's not that. This is the most basic smelling, boring, commercial fragrance I've smelled, but it's like not even there. It's like below average. It smells kind of dated. Yeah, I really don't like the scent. It's like, it's so boring, but it's not even like a passable kind of mediocre. Second to last perfume that I'm gonna be decluttering is, I don't even, what is it called? Like Scent from Above or something like that by Dolly Parton. I literally only bought this perfume because I thought the bottle was cute and it was like $10. This is by no means a bad scent. There's really nothing unpleasant about the scent. Again, it's just very boring. I think that the bottle and presentation of it is a little bit misleading because it's like super like girly, like crystal princess, like pink. It looks like it would smell so sweet and beautiful and floral and elegant, but it's kind of just like a fresh woody floral fragrance, something that you would like throw on like after the gym or something. It's really boring and it's not as sweet as I would like it to be, but I also have not worn this or smelled it enough to like really make any like super concrete claims. So yeah, this one has been tucked away in a cabinet ever since I got it. Last but not least is I Want Choo by Jimmy Choo. Yeah, I mean, this is another fragrance that is just very unspectacular to me. It smells way too much like Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. It just has that super, you know, commercial, your typical designer fragrance kind of smell to it. I believe it has like a peach note in it that I think helps it to stand out just a little bit, but again, it's really boring. I think this kind of white floral is just so overdone. I would never choose this fragrance over something else in my collection. I could name you like 5 white floral fragrances from the top of my head that I prefer over this one. So unfortunately, this fragrance is getting decluttered. Those are the fragrances that I am going to be decluttering. Yeah, that was kind of a lot. Again, if I mentioned one of your favorite fragrances, please don't be upset or think that I like hate these perfumes and think that they're horrible and think that you have terrible taste, because none of that is true. I guess a few of these I think are objectively a bad scents. But again, these are all just perfumes that didn't work for me or I grew out of and never reached for anymore. So, you know, our taste is constantly evolving, and that is just, you know, how it is sometimes with perfume. Let me know your thoughts on the perfumes that I mentioned today that I'll be decluttering. Do you like them? Do you agree with my opinions? But yeah, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Almost 20 fragrances that are leaving my collection. That's gonna be it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're all well. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, thank you for being here. I love you, stay safe, and I will see you very soon.